Hello guys, welcome back to VC Tech. In today's tutorial, we are taking Inter-VLAN routing to the next level. Previously, we configured Inter-VLAN routing using a router, but now we are moving into a more advanced and a high performance approach, which is configuring Inter-VLAN routing on a multi-layer switch. Multi-layer switches gives us the speed of switching with the intelligence of routing, making them perfect for enterprise network. So in this video, I will show you step by step how to enable layer 3 functionalities, configure SVIs interfaces, and also route traffic seamlessly between VLANs, all on a single device. Let's dive in and build a faster, smarter, and more efficient network. So with that being said, let's configure our Inter-VLAN routing on a multi-layer switch. So for this tutorial, we are going to be using one multi-layer switch, which, as you know, can serve as a layer 2 device and also a layer 3 device. For this tutorial, we are going to be creating 3 VLANs. One VLAN will be assigned to this. Let me label this out. So this is going to take VLAN 10 with the name of IT, while this will take VLAN 20 and the name will be HR. Then these two PCs, as you can see, they are not connected to any layer 2 device, any switch. They are only connected to the multi-layer switch, which is going to be serving as a layer 3 device for this tutorial. So we'll configure this to have a VLAN name, a VLAN of 30, and also the name of sales. So guys, we also have a notepad that we are going to be using to give us a guideline for what our configuration is going to be like. So first of all, let's enable IP routing on the multi-layer switch, and we'll also create VLANs. So let's do that too real quick. So we want to say no, we want to configure our multi-layer switch ourselves. Configure terminal. So first, let's enable IP routing on the multi-layer switch. So now we are telling the device that it should be routing IP, it should be serving as a layer 3 device. Second, we have to create VLAN. So guys, let's create the VLAN from the layer 2 device upwards. So create the VLAN. This will take VLAN 10 and this will take VLAN 20. Then after creating the VLANs here, we'll have to create the VLANs on the layer 3 device. And remember, we have VLAN 30 for these two PCs over here, and we have to create their VLAN on the layer 3 device. So we want to create VLAN 10 on the first switch. So we say VLAN 10. We want to name this IT. And the next thing that we are supposed to do is to assign all the ports to the VLAN 10. So we want to say interface range FA0/2 to 24 and gigaport 0/1 to 2. So we are putting them all in one VLAN, and we want to say switch port mode to be access and switch port to access VLAN 10. So guys, we are done with assigning all the ports and also creating VLAN on the VLAN 10 switch. Let's do that for VLAN 20 and head over to our multi-layer switch. So first we want to create VLAN. This will be taking VLAN 20 and we want to name it HR, and we also want to assign all the ports to VLAN 20. FA0/2 to 24. The reason why we are starting from 2 to 24 is because the link connected to the multi-layer switch is going to be serving as a trunk port because it is going to be carrying VLANs. so it will serve as a trunk port. We'll get to that. So gigaport 0, 1 to 2, gigaport 0/1 to 2. We want to say switch port mode to be access, and we also want to make it access VLAN 20. So we are done with configuring VLAN and also assigning ports on the switch. Let's also check what we have on our notepad. So trunk the port that is connected to the multi-layer switch, which is this port, this FA0/1 on this device and also on this device. They are connected to the multi-layer switch, and this is where we trunk the ports. We trunk the ports on the multi-layer switch for it to carry out traffic. So how do we do that? We say interface FA0/1. I believe that should be 1. This is 1. FA0/1. The way we configure a trunk port on a multi-layer switch is a bit different from the way we configure trunk ports on a layer 2 device. So take note for this one. So we say switch port, then we say trunk and encapsulation dot 1Q. So remember when we configured inter-VLAN routing on a router, we did something similar. However, for this case, we are trunking the ports that will be taking the VLAN to the interface on a multi-layer switch. So we say switch port trunk encapsulation.1Q before we say switch port mode to be trunk. Now we've trunk the ports that will be carrying data from, as you can see, we've trunked the port that will be carrying the VLANs from this router up until the multi-layer switch. Let's also do the same for the second switch. So we say inter-VLAN FA0/2, and we want to say switch port trunk encapsulation.1Q. Then we say switch port mode to be trunk. Now guys, we've trunk the ports that will be carrying VLANs to the multi-layer switch. Let's also create VLANs, because I remember we've not created VLAN on this device. So let's create VLAN. So VLAN 10 will be taking name of IT, and VLAN 20 will be taking name of HR, and also VLAN 30 will be taking name of sales. So let's do show VLAN. Now guys, remember we have to trunk this port here, but for these two devices, they are directly connected to the multi-layer switch. So what do? We say interface range FA0/3 to 4, I believe 3 to 4, switch port mode access, switch ports access VLAN 30. So guys, we just carried this interface 3 to 4 and we assigned them to VLAN 30. Unlike these ones that we did that directly on the switch, for this we are doing it directly on the multi-layer device. Now this is where it gets interesting. So let's check our guideline for what to do next. We've configured inter-VLAN routing. Now let's assign IP address to the VLANs. So how do we do that? We just say inter-VLAN. But first of all, let's check if we've assigned the port properly to where it is supposed to be. So yes, we have 3 and 4 in VLAN 30. So this is where we assign IP address to the interface VLAN. So we say interface VLAN 10. So as you can see now, we just created an SVI for VLAN 10. Now we can assign IP address by just saying 192.168.10.1 with the subnet mask of 255.255.255.0. So if it was on a router, this is a multi-layer switch, right? So if it was on a router, we would have done something like encapsulation.1q with the VLAN number, remember. However, for a multi-layer switch, it is different because this device here can serve as a layer 2 device and also a layer 3 device. These are the qualities, or these are the features that made a multi-layer switch stand out from a router. So we've assigned IP address to interface VLAN 10. Let's also assign IP address to interface VLAN 20, which will be taking 192.168.20.1 for interface for VLAN 20 default gateway. So we'll also do the same for interface VLAN 30 to take IP address of 30.1. So do show VLAN. We still have everything there. Now let's see, do show run. As you can see, guys, interface FA0/1 is a trunk port that will be carrying traffic from VLAN 10, and also interface FA0/2 will be carrying traffic of VLAN 20. Now for VLAN 30, which is 3 and 4 ports, they are directly connected to the multi-layer switch, so they are assigned as switch ports, and also they have IP address. So we can confirm that by assigning IP address to the host PCs and try to ping its default gateway and also other PCs that are connected to the network. So from the first device, let's try to ping its default gateway and see if we are going to gain connectivity. Yes, we are able to ping the default gateway of the first PC. Let's also assign IP address to this device. So guys, let's try to ping from one device to another. So let's try to ping 30.10, which is in a different VLAN. Let's see if that's gonna be possible. Yes, we are able to ping 30.10, that is in a different VLAN. Let's also try from this. Oh no, we ping from this device. So let's ping from this device to 20.10, 192.168.20.10. Let's see what's gonna happen. Yes, we are able to ping all the networks that are connected to the multi-layer switch. So guys, now you've seen how a multi-layer device or multi-layer switch can serve as a layer 2 device and also serve as a layer 3 device. As you saw, we configured a VLAN on a multi-layer switch, and we also configured Inter-VLAN routing also on the multi-layer switch. If this video helped you understand all of that, so why not give me a like and subscribe to this channel for more tech videos, so whenever a new tech video is updated, you'll be the first to know. Thank you guys, and see you in the next video.